Hi everyone, I'm Ho Jizhong, and today I'm thrilled to share with you at our strategic insight for 2025. Let's try right into the key topic that will shape our company's path forward. First up, macroeconomic indicator is like a weather forecast for the economy, and understanding them is crucial for our business decision. Inflation measured by Singapore's CPI, it's a rate of general price increases. When inflation exceeds 3%, it drives up costs for office supplies, imaging, printing paper price jumping by 50%. It also forces employees' expectations for salary hikes. Our HR team has to juggle payroll costs with keeping talent, so we use strategies like long-term procurement, contracted to lock in cost and offer flexible benefit package, such as extra annual leave instead of a big salary dump. GDP is a key measure of Singapore's total economic output. A 1% GDP growth boosts demand for our work pass, processing, and cross-border payroll service. When Singapore's GDP grew by 2.3% in 2024, our HR service order rose 18% year over year. But if GDP contract silent tighten their budget, so we adjust by launching simplified financial reporting service. Unemployment, which in Singapore typically range from 2% to 3%, also impact us. When rate dip below 2, hiring get tough. Accounting roles that once took 2 weeks to fill now takes 4. So HR keeps our employee referral program with a reward, and finance allocates more for recruitment. Now let's look at how these indicators link to business cycle. In an expansion pace, GDP rise, inflation has a moderate uptick, and unemployment falls. We respond by expanding HR service team and increasing supply inventory at the peak. GDP is stagnant, inflation is high, and unemployment is low. We control procurement cost and launch employee cost optimizing plans. During contract GDP falls, inflation decline, and unemployment rise. We cut non-core expense and offer installment payment financial service to silence. At the top, GDP is bottoming out. Inflation is low and unemployment is high. We recruit talent during low wage period and develop new service like SME tax compliance package. Understanding the business cycle lets us allocate resource proactively. In 2023, when Singapore's economy contracted by 0.7 point, and we shift core focus to local enterprise HR outsourcing instead of cross-border service. This means our revenue only dropped by 2%, much better than industry average of 5%. Next, let's explore the ADAS analysis of tax rebate. In short term, tax rebate increase employees' disposable income. Take a 5,000 each month employee who get a $300 annual rebate. This spots consumer demand shifted the average demand curve right. Both short-term equilibrium price and output rise. For us, this means improve employee retention, higher after-tax income, reduced turnover, and increased demand from local silence like SMEs for employee benefits management service. As a company want to enhance the employee experience during the rebate period. In the long term, if Singapore's economy has no supply contracts, the long-term aggregate supply curve stay put. After short-term price increase, companies, including our expand production, say scaling for HR service teams, supply gradually match demand, price return to long-term equilibrium, and output stabilize at potential GDP. So we focus on long-term, especially important improvement like adopting AI accounting software to cut labor costs instead of relying too much on short-term demand growth. Moving on the impact of US traffic on our company service, we provide cross-border corporate HR finance integrate service to the US market, like work pass processing and monthly tax filing for US subsidiaries in Singapore. Let's assume the US imposes 10% traffic on such import service. Using a supply-demand model without traffic, we have an equilibrium price and a quantity with a 100 monthly order from US. With traffic, import costs for service rise, shifting the US market supply curve up to S, including traffic. This lead to a new equilibrium price and quantity get 10% higher and quantity down to the 70 monthly order. There's dead weight loss resource in which US companies face higher procurement costs and our export volume decline. Who win and who lose? US documentic service provider and are winners, seeing their market share rise from 30% to 50%. But we, along with the US company in Singapore and the US employees in Singapore, are losers. Our US market revenue drops by 30%, service procurement costs increase by 10%, and the work pass processing cycle get longer as posts are passed through. So what's our response? Short-term pause US market expansion and focus on the cross-border service in shortage Asia, like Malaysia and Thailand. Long-term collaborate with the Singapore government to ensure Asian service great tax expansion qualification, avoiding extra regulatory traffic risk. Finally, applying behavior economic to decision making. The core logic is that consumer and employees aren't fully rational, leveraging behaviors basics and optimize our HR and financial decisions. Case 1, loss evasion, optimizing employee compensation. Employees are 2.5 times more sensitive to loss and gain. A 5% salary cut hurt more than 5 raise help. In 2024, to control payroll costs, we avoid at 3% across the board salary cut. Instead, we launch a plan fixed base salary unchanged, and the 5% annual bonus, cancellation, and 3 extra flexible leave days. The outcome: employees turnover dropped from 8% to 5%, far below the industry average of 10%, and the financial expense decreased by 40%. And case 2, ensuring in fact, improving slight court conversion, slight side influence by the first enterprise and the encounter when courting slight. We first present the full cycle HR finance service package with an annual price of $50,000 as enter, then introduce the base service package at $25,000. This boosts the conversion rate for the basic package from 40% to 65%, and the new silence acquisition increased by 30% years over year in the 24. Behavioral economic helps us balance cost control with employee and slight satisfaction, avoiding the decision basis that comes with poorly rational models. As we look to 2025, this insight from macroeconomic to behavioral economics will guide our strategy choice by staying alert and value gauging this principle. We are well positioned to through the year ahead. Thank you.